Everybody, move your body and get to it. Get up in there. Get up in there. Get up in there. Everybody, move your body and get to it. Wow. DJ, keep playing that song all night. It's your boy Willie B. Hope y'all doing good. Hump day. You ain't asked to be here. You got a few things you can control, so just focus on those little things. The rest, don't let it overwhelm you. I'm excited, man. Tonight, it's actually a group. We're gonna stay on the east side. Brand Nubian, man. When I first heard of this name, the name always appealed to me. I was like, that's a dope ass name. Brand Nubian. You know what I mean? This feels like some shit I need to be involved in. This group is out of New Rochelle, New York. 3 members. Grand Poobah, Sadat X, Lord Jamar. And then, you know, eventually they had 2 DJs that they were working with, DJ Alamo and DJ Sincere. Album we got today is called One for All. So this is their first project, first studio album, released under Elektra Records. I'd never really known much about this group. You have a standout who's noticeable nowadays, Lord Jamar, because he does podcasts and things, and his name is more in the youthful space. You know, I'm not familiar with his rhymes, so this would be like a brush up on his hip hop history also. And Grand Poobah, I'm kind of familiar with him. But this would be good to get a deep dive on these guys together. These looks like some Afrocentric brothers, man. Look like they're about to give me some consciousness on this album. Yet again, the guys recorded it in '89. This was released in 1990, my birth year. Oh, yeah, I'm dirty 30. Dirty 30. I got 16 songs. Let's get it, man. Yeah. One for all. Oh, these rhymes is so stylistic right now. Whoa. We gotta bring it back. What is this, Poobah? Whew. I ain't gonna front. This is this first verse on the album. This is the most style I've heard in a verse, like, of all the albums I've covered. Like, the most style. It's like so much fucking style in it. It's so saucy, Joe. It really is. But he's saying some shit. I really like Poobah on this verse. Like,
what? Did we just become best friends? Yup.
I really like the bass line. Yeah, like, I'm always a sucker for the bass line, y'all know. And this is just a cool one. Not too much, not too little. It's just perfect for a rapper. I think the second verse is Sadat X. If I'm not mistaken, I'm just learning these MC styles. When I hear him, dog, it sounds like fucking when CeeLo Green get the spit. I'm wondering if CeeLo Green, this is one of his influences. Definitely seems like a chip off the old block, which is beautiful. That's hip hop. It's my first time hearing a Jamar verse. I can't compare him to nobody, which is good. So I got to hear more of them. So far, right now, my favorite is Poobah, man. Poobah just came in with so much flavor, dog. I guess he's probably the Michael Jackson of this crew. Sound like it might be a Smokey Robinson sample. It's okay. Doesn't feel like a record that connects directly to me. The rhymes are a little poppy though. You know, they might catch you off of, you know, some entertainment value. But so that X, I'm learning his flow. It's a little different the way he sounds on this one. I compared him to CeeLo in the last one. Down on this one, I hear some fucking Danny Brown, which is wild. Like, Danny, do you know about? I'm seeing all the children come out now. There's some rhymes there, but you know, this song kind of turns me off. So that I feel like, you know, he's unique, man. He brings out a lot of styles that I feel like people gravitate to. Well, good evening. He's saying the police is just another form of slavery. Why don't we understand this concept? You know, like, we really got to get to the root of this, or else the problem is just going to keep happening. Now, I'm for police being evaporated and us revamping it to make it a new thing, because I feel like police got their jobs fucked up. People need less policing and actually more just help with shit. more policing your attitudes than anything. You know, we don't need police. Think of the last time you really called the police and actually needed them. X is coming on here with some crazy shit though. Seems like every time he shows up to the beat, he's a different form of himself. And then like on this one, you know, they all talking about racial, you know, injustice. And his angle is more so just like it's important to teach your children at home and don't rely on the school to teach your kids the true knowledge. Shout it out at the end. You always got to shout out the people before you. That's why it's weird to hear new niggas now who don't shout out nobody. You know, they act like, oh, we just did this on our own. And old niggas who be like, nigga, you bit my whole style and ain't say shit about me.
We got the Grand Pool Bar, we got Derek X on the flex, we got Lord Jamal, we got Alamo with the A, Ron, my man F-Rock.
Just really have a feeling of like a cipher. I like the ragtime theme, you know, it's just you with the boys. I mean, y'all drinking fucking moonshine, smoking weed, cigarettes and shit. And then y'all just huddle up and start rapping to the beat. And I feel like they brought that atmosphere to a studio record, which is pretty cool. I don't know how I feel about Lord Jamal yet. You know, he's definitely third billing of this group, and he can rap. You know, and he brings a knowledge base. You can tell he's a knowledgeable, spiritual brother. But I don't know about his style yet. I'm not feeling his style all the way yet. But I mean, he don't fuck up a song. So. Grand Poobah, I did not know. His presence is all over. He's definitely the Michael Jackson of this crew.
Yeah, let's swing this one to the right. We'll give a shout to my man Paz K. My man Big Daddy.
I love the simplicity and sharpness of this beat. You know, it's just fucking affected guitar loop, fucking, you know, drums, sample, but clean, you know, clean production. Thing about Sadat X to me, like, man, every verse, I hear a new rapper that is his baby. Now on this one, I hear "Oh Dirty Bastard." That's another baby. This is Boom Baby City right here with one fucking guy. That's so far Jamar's best verse I've heard. You know, it's good to hear him stepping it up. I mean, he has to. He's in a Savage Ass group right here. This is a big three. This would definitely be Westbrook, Katie, and Harden. When they made it to the finals their first year. Lord Jamar stepping it up more. This is more of his tempo. No, I love the drums on this. We going back to Zamunda. They need to play this joint when Coming to America 2 come on. This all Lord Jamar right here. I like the way they pass the ball. You know, when you got big threes, everybody got to be able to eat. I love it. I love this. This is where one of my songs. That's the bomb they're dropping. A bomb of knowledge, because you know you got Jamar talking about fasting. You got Poobah talking about the Indians was here first, telling the real knowledge that it ain't Christopher Columbus that founded this country. Which we gotta fucking get that knowledge straight on that. Christopher Columbus is important though, but he's not. They're giving him the wrong credit. Christopher Columbus is important for trade between the countries. He's basically famous for being a big white hustler. You got X coming in talking that shit, talking about how they trying to divide us and keep us separated.
Hey yo, God. We need somebody to come drop some science on this track. Word up. You know, tell it like it really is in the world today.
You know, everybody talk about being woke. So now we're getting woke. You know, at this time it was like, wake the fuck up. And now it's like, oh, we woke. You know, and I do feel like we're way more woke. The internet made us way more woke. You know, because niggas wasn't reading. That's the thing. I feel like the internet filled that gap when niggas wasn't reading. Now they seeing it. He say nothing's changed. It's just the sequel. The sequel on sequel. And he's saying this when I was born. And now that I'm 30 years old, dog, it's the same shit. It feels like the sequel again.
Step to the rear, Grand Poo is on arrival. Raised in the ghetto, singing songs called survival. Running around town, giving all the girls Pooba snacks. I wouldn't try to steal a style, you just make him some cardio.
And just, this is a transitional moment in hip hop because This is where they elevated the style. You know, this is where I'm seeing it like, oh, this is a new class. This is when the 80s is like, they're starting to push that old 80s style of rapping out. This is like the next shit, the new frontier. So gritty and soulful. That blend, I gotta give it up to the producers on this joint. Their simplicity, but blend of grit, soul, jazz. It's very simplistic, but right at you. It sounds like production wise, they influenced Wu-Tang, because Wu-Tang definitely get picked from this era. What make Poopa so crazy is that he speaks knowledge, he knows the knowledge, but then he knows the bullshit. He's so well rounded. I mean, you know, Poopa just, you got to give Poopa his own record. Obviously, he's the LeBron. Slow down, slow down, slow down. This is a very iconic guitar sample right here. I don't know where it's from, but I'm gonna honker it down now. This is a dope song. Like, I think this is a wide ranging song. I think it can reach a lot of people from the beat, the guitar. White people will love this song, and black people will really get this song. I like this. This got that Aaron Hall, Teddy Riley guy type of vibe to it. Love that they brought this vibe in. This makes sense. I mean, just talking about women who just try to take advantage of men. And a lot of rappers should at least have one song of this, because you know, comes with the territory. You know, you can't be in the spotlight without some girl be like, I wanna suck his energy away from you. And I could tell that these guys kind of looked up to Heavy D also. Did you trying to run the flim flam on the gram? I don't even know what the gram meant back in this time, but nigga, if you put it in today's terms, this shit work. They're just running that flim flam on the gram. It was a telegram. What the fuck?
Again, as we swing this up with the grand poobah. If I see you kick it once, I see you slam it 1,000 times. You got the flow with this one, G.
Pooba, Grand Pooba is really wowing me throughout this whole thing. He like, man, let me cut the shit and just spit on y'all. And then he brings like a new flow, like a flow that can compete today, and he bringing that shit back then. It's like he is before his time. Even he's bringing new vibes to shit. Like, he's setting a precedent. Ready on the right. Ready on the left. So it's funny that Positive K pops up on this record, because it was literally a battle. I was about to do Positive K's album tonight or this group, and I picked them, and then fucking Positive K pops up. So it's not a super hit, but I mean, these dudes, like, if you a rapper, dog, listen to this shit, because these niggas are spitting. I like to hit Positive K. He's dope. He's bringing in kind of a similar vibe to Pooba. You know, they seem like they complement each other kind of similarly. You know, it's a cool little fusion. It feels like a little cipher. They named this song Brand Nubian, the group name, so they must really endorse this record. I can kind of see why, because it really feels good. This feels like the cookout. This feels like something your mom's gonna play. This feels like home. You know what I mean? This feels like vibe. And then the drums on it is perfect. It's the perfect like sample to rap on. So I can see how they want this as their stamp type shit. Like, this what we about, family. They was probably scaring white people with that 5% Nation shit. I don't know why white people so scared of the Nation of Islam. They're not about to hurt you. Nation of Islam is not out to hurt you. They just protecting black people from being killed and savagely immortaled out this motherfucker. It's that shit you skate to right here. When you skating, it's that skate ring music from Africa. One of the members from an African tribe that went off and started an empire from, between Egypt and Ethiopia. And so I guess they revered this person so much. You know, they saw his entrepreneurship and how he was able to, connect, two different places and build something amazing. And it's a lot of people like that in history, and it's a lot of black people like that in history. So they brand their group name after that. Good to know.
have ever come over and add on to the site.
I like that sample, of course. I think that's some Roy Ayers. I mean, you know, you sample Roy, you got something right in me. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me.
My favorites. I like to dedicate this to PE. I like to dedicate this to BDP. I like to dedicate.
And right here, it's called Dedication. He's giving love to everybody from Queen Latifah to Moni Love to anybody who influenced him in hip hop. He's giving it up all the way back. You know, LL Cool J, fuck it, everybody out. Heavy D, he shouted out. I shout out everybody. That's hip hop. Shout out who fucking brought you in. I love the way you end the album. You end the album on a dedication. Awesome. No, One for All. It's a deep concept. It definitely is. It just means, you know, the group of us, the all of us fights for the singular of us. So if one person is having a problem, uh, then we all have a problem. It's the no person left behind type of rule. And that's how we look at it when black culture happens. When George Floyd died, when he died, a part of all of us died. I cried when I seen that video. So a part of me died with George Floyd. So forever in my life, that sticks with me. So it's a part of why I do what I do. I added that to my why type of shit. So I mean, I love that deep concept. Records reflect it. It's very high for me because it's super themed in that way. Yo, I gotta give it a 9. It's really high for me on that. I think the theme matters. The theme adds up. You look at the colors, you listen to the sounds, they add up. I love the artwork. It's a time capsule. It's very indicative of the times. You talking about 89 to 90, that period. I love the night falling into this, you know, ceilingless place where these guys are dressed so tribal. That just seems like a night that I remember, even though I wasn't there. I don't know. They look so cool, and they look like they just evaluating you. Like, nigga, what you about? We know what we about. They look like brothers that understand some things that they about to school you on. You know, I like it. It's creative. It's jiggy. It's youthful. You know, it's cool. It's them. We'll go with a 7. I'm gonna go pretty high on I'm gonna go pretty high on production. I like the production on here. It was so, you know, they pulled from a lot of samples, but they were very clean and simplistic and right to the point of the songs. You know, they brought in some commercial appeal to it. Some that I didn't care. The rhyming took over for some of that, but for the most part, it's hard to complain about the production. I was actually impressed with the production on this album. It was really high. It was really good for me. I could not go crazy on it. So I'm gonna get that an 8. From the production side, super creative, to the rhyme side, dumb creative. I mean, stylistically, this is some new shit. Them throwing this out, I hadn't heard anything like this that I've covered. You know, it seemed like this is a new form of just freedom that these young guys is on. So, man, creativity for me is at a 10. They're taking, you know, things from the past and just housing it, throwing that motherfucker as far as they can. Replay value, yo, is high. It's high. I feel like every rapper at this time bought this album, replayed this album. Anybody who connected to hip hop fucking went crazy on a replay of this album. Yeah, it's like 10 songs on here that I'm like, I will definitely be listening to again. So that's really high on my replay value list. This definitely has a 9 for me there. It has a 9 for me in that replay value stat. Impact to the culture and the game is very clear, very big. We're gonna go with a 10 in this department. This group, literally, this Miami Heat group has babies, man. I've literally cited out different rappers that we know and love, that I personally love, like, that are babies of this group, because they've embodied the style and took it to a new place that you have no choice but to be inspired by. So 10, this was super huge for the culture. Super. Lyrics 10, dog. This is a new display. They stretched it. They showed you where it's going. It's a lot of glimpse of the future here. I mean, all of these guys, man, they brought it to a new level, man, and it's very apparent on this project. This is a priceless underground and should have been, maybe it is a mainstream project that did well. It's up there. 10. This album scored a 63. Come on, classic. It's a classic. It changed the game. This is one of those albums that dropped. You know, they made this in '89. I've been listening to all '80s records of Big Pillar people, and this fucking had to chin check all of them. Yo, this might have ended. This might have ended Run DMC's career. Just this album alone, because it changes where it's at, and not to say that off a diss. I mean, just the game evolves to a different fucking level. So when these niggas come out, you talking about that's a different game you playing. It's like, you know what I mean? You can't ask Rev Run to do that shit. So we talking a whole different game. So definitely a classic. Leading you into a new age of hip hop, which we call the 90s. Some would say the golden era, which I would, because I'm biased. I was born there. So, oh man, shout out to all of Brand Nubian. Grand Pooba, you made me a believer. Sadat X, you made me a believer. And even Lord Jamar, you made me a believer. Shout out to DJ Alamo. Shout out to DJ Sincere in New York. New Rochelle, shout out. Shout out to Dante Bros. Shout out to Dave Jam Hall. Stimulated Dummies. Shout out to Skef Ansem. Everybody involved on this project. Really good project. Thank you for this classic. Thank you for changing the game. And yeah, man, that's gonna do it for me. Until the next time, I'm gonna see y'all Friday. I'm out, man.